How's it going, everyone? I've been sick for, I would say, like 2 weeks now. I think, something like that. Well, it's these allergies, they freaking destroy me. Because I have the autoimmune disease, so I take immunosuppressants. And then when allergies hit, they can hit pretty hard for me. Yeah, it sucks. I've been sick for like 2 weeks. Anyway, I've been working on my bike past few weeks. I finally done it. I've raised my mileage a decent amount. Got this buddy getting better mileage. I got my oh, I didn't even talk about that. Yeah, so I lowered the height slightly of the float bowls and the carbs. First time I lowered it, and I got slightly better mileage, but I lost my top end. And then I was just like, well, shit. But I was like, I'd rather get better shit. I wasn't paying attention. I'm like, I'd rather get better mileage than top end. I mean, yeah, this bike does 155, but when am I gonna ever do that? I mean, yeah, here and there I'll be like, yeah, so maybe some guy wants a race or something. But I mean, I've never even hit that before. I've never maxed this out. Well, actually, I maxed it out after I lowered the floats because I noticed a little less power in the top end. So I full throttled it, 6th gear, and I'm only at like 105. I'm like, what the hell is this shit? And then I'm still just like, well, whatever. I'd rather have better mileage than top speed. So I'm like, shit. Then I notice when I'm riding at night, my lights are getting dim on acceleration. If I hit like 5,000-6,000, like significantly dim. And then they get brighter when I let go of the throttle. This is like days after. And I throw it on the charger, the battery charger, and I notice it's taking hours to charge. So I'm like, something's wrong. It's not charging, obviously. I mean, it shouldn't take hours. If anything, it would take max 30 minutes. But I mean, even then I would think something's wrong. Something's not charging correctly. First I check out the stator wires, and I know they were getting pretty bad. They were hard and like hot. They get hot easy, like pretty hot. And I've known this for a while. I replaced it. Well, actually the wires fried when I had the fire on this bike. If you haven't seen that video, I wouldn't actually recommend it because that's like pretty far back. I think that was like 2014 maybe. And I really didn't edit the videos. I just push record, that's it. So there's a lot of boring shit in there. And that was like, what, 3 or 4 years ago? Probably 4 years ago. The video, the light kit module for this bike, it was like on the engine, basically on the engine, on top of the engine, and it had melted and started a little fire while I was on the road and burnt a few wires, stator wires, and luckily I was right by a Napa and I just picked up some parts and rigged it. I just got the, what is it called, the butt splits and just reconnected the wires, but there was like 6 butt splits. So I guess you aren't supposed to do that because it creates hot points. The recommended is to solder the wires, which I just found out. Anyway, after checking those in the garage, the wires recently, I noticed that they were crispy. And I looked at the ends and they were like just fried off. They weren't even connected anymore. It was just done. So I ripped those out, and picked up some basically identical wires, same gauge and everything, same amount of wires and the thickness. Actually, these ones are thicker a little bit. And I just soldered them this time, so 6 solder points. I've been checking it regularly and it's not doing any weird shit like before. It's like, it's still getting a little warm, but not like freaking hot as shit like the other ones. So yeah, I had a charging problem. That's what it was. The same time that I did that, I also lowered the floats once more to the specs of the year, the same model of this bike, but the year prior. For some reason they had lower floats. I don't really know why. I mean, it might be the shape of the carburetors or the, I don't know, shape of the engine, something. I lowered it to the specs of the year prior for this bike and also replaced the wires. And I took the bike to Tucson. I didn't record it. I've just been sick and not really wanting to talk. But I just bikes. I mean, I kind of wanted to make a video. I haven't really made many videos lately. I've just been sick. So on the ride to Tucson, actually on the way back, I went to Tucson and coming back, I'm just like, well, let's try the top end again. Because I noticed, I mean, it's running fine. It's running good. It's charging now. And I open throttle it. I didn't get to top it out, but I got it to 130. And I previously gotten to 130 years ago. Wasn't trying to like do any crazy shit. I was just trying to test the top end. There was still additional play, like after the 130. I mean, this bike does go 155 top speed stock, but I mean, I'm not gonna push it to that. So I hit 130. I'm fine with that. But yeah, there was additional power, which I wasn't trying to do. I'm trying to see my homies here. Usually he rides his little GZ. Yeah, he got a top. He tarped it. So there should be a stop sign right here. But there's not. Anyway, so I got my top end back. I'm happy. I've noticed I did screw in the pilots a little bit more than stock. I mean, I'm assuming something's wrong, or maybe these aren't the original carbs for this bike. They might be for the year prior, because I did have to lower the carbs, all the floats, and screw the pilots in, I think a half turn, or I don't remember. I've been adjusting it so many times. I just backed it out a quarter from wherever it was. I know it's still lean, so to speak. It's not, I don't think it's really lean. Well, it might be lean, but it's screwed in more than it should be from stock. I'm happy. I'm not getting stock mileage, but it's okay. I think I was getting like 35 to the gallon now. That's what I was at 27 average. What? I'm getting 8 additional miles per gallon now. So I mean, I'm happy, but I kind of wish that I could get stock 45, and I'm still having like trouble starting up. So I'm kind of thinking, and I smell like a hint of gas when it's parked in the garage. So I'm thinking that there might be a float needle leak somewhere. Not quite sure. Oh, this looks fun. I wish I had a dirt bike. I mean, I don't really know what else it could be. I mean, that's the only other problem. It's kind of a bitch to start it sometimes. It's because I'm thinking it's like filling with gas. One of the carbs is, I'm just not really sure. I should check the plugs. I did see a little bit of wetness on the back right plug when I pulled it last time. So I'm thinking it might be that one. I'm just not really sure. I do actually use the choke now though. So I was running extremely rich before I lowered the floats. I'm thinking I might lower it a little bit more, but I don't know. It's a 4-way, you're supposed to stop. Anyway, let's go see what this dude's up to. He probably gets off at like 2:30. Yeah. This is Suzuki GZ 250. It's a little bike, but it's kind of cool looking. I'll just show the wires. Yeah, it was these wires I had to replace. And, I mean, it's not warm or anything. It's warm, but it's not like fire. It's got their own solder plates. Turn this shit off, get copyright. Yeah, this is my fuel gauge. This shit doesn't work. I tried to fix it, but yeah, it's charging now. I mean, I haven't put it on the charger yet, but it's not dimming, and I still have my top end. Oh yeah, this was the original problem. This is where the short was. This freaking screw right here. It's freaking stupid. So I put a little washer in there. I guess the screw was down too far, and somehow it was shorting out. It was blowing the fuse. Anyway, that's fixed. I do want to get different mirrors because those look retarded on there.